Okay, so this is take 2 of my 2 videos that I'm going to try to edit together. I went ahead and discarded the first one because I realized that I used a brand name of a yogurt, and I thought, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that. So anyway, I threw that one away. I'm starting all over again. Basically what this video is about is making my water kefir. The reason I like water kefir is that it's like drinking soda in the morning to put up to 50 strains of good bacteria in your body, and it's a way to get your soda fix without actually drinking soda. So what I have here is my water kefir that's almost ready to be strained off and then put into a second jar that's going to second ferment. And in the second jar, what I do is I add a couple teaspoons of the same raw organic cane sugar that I use in my first batch, and then I put in maybe a 1/4 cup of berries and fruits, 1/3 of the cup, something like that, and then also some slices of fresh ginger, and I use dehydrated turmeric simply because turmeric root is really hard to find in stores sometimes, so I just use the dehydrated stuff. So basically I'm getting my anti-inflammatory ginger and my turmeric and my rich in antioxidant berries in my soda, as well as 50 strains, up to 50 strains, and then some of good probiotics. I drink about, I think at this point I'm up to about 4 cups a day, because I'm drinking it as fast as I'm making it. And what I like to do with that is sometimes I'll spike it with sparkling mineral water, or I will also put some energy drops in it, you know, the sugar-free caffeinated, you know, water additives that also has the B vitamins in it. And I don't want to mention the name just yet. Maybe in my second video that I put together with this I'll have that. So anyway, so that's second fermenting right now. For the second ferment, I use these nice gorgeous colorful caps that I just got in yesterday. They have silicone on them to make them waterproof. That being said, I gave it a good shake this morning, and I don't know if it was because I opened the lid first, didn't tighten it all the way, but it seems to me like a little bit of liquid dribbled out. So okay, so that's that. These are these nice kefir caps that I really like. Basically inside here is a straining cap, and then this outer layer, you can either close it all the way, which still isn't waterproof, so it's not waterproof, but it just limits the amount of air that can get in. And right now I have it in turned clockwise. If you turn it clockwise, that vents it, and so I always keep mine vented. I don't like airtight stuff, or even close to airtight. But this does keep you know, stuff from falling into my kefir. Alright, and then I have the alkaline drops. I do put a couple, maybe 2 drops. I'm very conservative with this stuff, just because I heard if you put too many minerals in your first batch of kefir, it can turn it slimy, and I don't want to hurt my living grains. I put that in the sugar water before I put the grains in, so that the sugar, the mineral drops are all mixed in before I put my grains in to make a new batch of kefir. So, and I'll get into the straining process and everything when I actually do my second video. I'm just showing the equipment right now. So my 64-ounce mason jars, ball jars, have the kefir caps on them ready to go, so that when I'm ready to do my batch, I don't have to worry about it. It's all right here. It's ready to go. And then I also put my finished second fermented water kefir in one of these 48-ounce Nalgene bottles. It has a wider mouth. I would not recommend putting anything in a narrow mouth, simply because trying to clean these containers with a very narrow mouth is a pain. So this one has the wide mouth on it, and then this is airtight as well. So without much ado, I will start with the second process. Hi YouTubers, welcome back to Ivy's Purple Cauldron. I want to shout out to my dad, whom I'm making this video for. Mostly making it for my dad and his wife. Hi Kathy. So let's get started. This is part 2 of the water kefir. So I hopefully got everything here that I need, but knowing my luck, I probably forgot something, but hopefully I didn't. So here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got my second fermented kefir. It's ready to be strained out and put into the refrigerator. So hopefully you can hear this nice little, I'm going to try to put it up to the camera and see if you can hear the fizz when I pop the top. Let's see. Oh, here goes nothing. Okay, well, it didn't fizz very much, sorry. But as you can see inside, it's nice and fizzy, very bubbly. So this is like good carbonated soda here. Except that it's filled with probiotics. So these are these new mason jar caps I've got. It's got a silicone ring inside for waterproofing. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, and I don't remember exactly what this is called right here, but this is a strainer for people who are tired of using nut bags all the time. Please don't laugh at the nut bags. I know that's kind of funny. But for people that make nut milks, they get tired of the mess of using nut bags, so that's what this product is supposed to replace. But I like to just use it as a strainer. It has, it's a plastic mesh, so you don't have to worry that it's metal. And since you can't use metal with any of your probiotics, either the milk kefir or the water kefir, because it supposedly is harmful to your good bacteria, that's why I like it. And it seems to hold a fairly good amount. Oh, I should have gotten a bowl to put this stuff in. Anyway, get the messy stuff out of the way. And then I've got this Nalgene bottle, this really pretty pink Nalgene bottle. It is 48 ounces or 1,400 milliliters for my European friends that I don't have yet, but hopefully I will one day. So here it goes. And maybe I can hand this off to my assistant in the background to wash. Haha, she's not listening. Just cap that. Hello, my little assistant. Can you come get this stuff? Please? Huh? Here. Don't worry, you're not on camera. Just put it on the thing. We'll wash it later. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in the refrigerator, as you can see. And actually, if you want to give it more carbonated, so actually I don't think I'm going to put this in the refrigerator yet, because I've gotten all the solids out of it, because they say you should get the fruit and everything out after no more than 24 hours, because possibility of it turning alcoholic. I don't know about all that, but I just like to get it out in 24 hours just because I like a good clean water kefir. And then you can still set it out, and it'll still ferment a little bit more and get bubblier. So I'll probably leave this out for about 2 more hours. And if I pop the cap and it has a nice good, you know, noise to it, then I know I got some good soda. Let me see if I could make this happen again. Okay, well, you probably couldn't hear that, but it did do it a tiny bit. So it just needs to sit for a couple more hours. So this is the easy part right here. Okay, so I just put this cap on just now before I made this video. So I don't leave these caps on here, because then it would get all steamy and nasty in my jar, and that's disgusting. So I've got this right here. This is going to be my second ferment bottle. This is my first ferment bottle, and I'm going to just take the lid off. Now these kefir caps, this is by Mason Tops, and I'll post the link down below, but it has a open or closed position, and if you slide it all the way clockwise, it kind of curves up and vents a little bit, and then in the middle is where you actually, it has 3 grooves in it to line up with these grooves down here to adjust the positioning of your cap on top. So in the middle, you push it down in the middle, so you could either counterclockwise close it, of course, kind of hold the other seal so it doesn't move. So counterclockwise seals it, and then clockwise it pops up a little bit for venting, and that's how I leave it for my first ferment. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, And what's so nice about these kefir caps is that it's a strainer. So I'm just going to pour this right over to here. And hopefully not make a mess. Now I've been drinking about as much as I've been making every single day. And for me, if you know anything about me, I'm very squeamish about yogurts and dairy and anything kind of sour. And I do like sour cream and I love cottage cheese, but I'm very, very particular and squeamish about stuff like this. So the fact that I'm drinking this every day is should say something about how people should give this a try, because it really is a refreshing drink. So this is that. I'm going to go ahead and leave this cap on until I get ready to do the new water. Okay, I'm going to show you what I put into. This is just a silicone measuring cup, squishy bowl that I've pre-poured some stuff in. These are just frozen berries, so I'm going to put the frozen berries in. There's a lot of strawberries at the top and all the little berries sink down at the bottom. So the next batch I do will probably have more of the blackberries and the blueberries in it next time. So there's just a couple blueberries in here. Also, this is dehydrated turmeric right there. So I keep it in a little plastic canister. Put that in there. This is some fresh sliced ginger right there, and I'll just pour that in there. And there it is. And then what I want to do also is just add, this is a tablespoon scoop, and I'm going to put just the tiniest amount of sugar in here, because really the whole idea is that this is supposed to be a low sugar drink, because the kefir grains and the bacteria eat the sugar. So this is about half a tablespoon right here. Pour it in there. And then I just stick the cap on it. This is and I'm going to just give it a little shake, swirl. I'm not going to get too rough with it. And I will just let this sit out for 24 hours. It is the summertime. I don't know how this is going to work in the wintertime when my house cools down. I know I have a hard time keeping up with milk kefir using the 24-hour method, because a lot of times my milk kefir was ready in like 18 hours. So, and going to work, I'm on vacation right now, so this is easy to babysit, but I drive an hour to get to work, and then sometimes, because of the nature of my job, I don't get to come home. And I have to end up doing a second shift, so I ended up wasting my milk kefir. So I don't know how the fermentation will be a little bit different depending on the temperature of your house. But this is pretty safe rather than the milk kefir, because I don't worry about this too much. I don't think it's gonna get nasty and curdle up. It's not gonna curdle up. So set this aside. Okay, so this is when it gets a little bit tricky. So I've got these old kefir grains, kefir grains, and in the old jar. And what I've done here is I've taken, it looks like, but there's still stickers on here. I keep washing these things. The stickers haven't come off yet, and I've just been too lazy to get them off. So what I did with this is I took the raw organic cane sugar. You don't want to use bleached sugar for this. It's bad for the bacteria again. And then I used 1/3 of the cup. I just want to show you my measuring cup so you can get an idea of how much you put in. I'm up to the 5-cup marker now, so that's why I've upped it from 1/4 cup of sugar to 1/3 of a cup. So, but what I did is I've already, put some boiling water in here with the sugar, and I've just swirled it around, swirled it, and then just let it sit there for a minute. And then what I'm going to do is take this pre-poured, now this is, if you can see, this is a Brita filter back here. I've heard tap water isn't going to kill your bacteria, but that being said, I wouldn't push your luck. But I don't think you have to go out and buy spring water for this process. I think that's too much money. It's a waste of plastic. So I just use my Brita filter that should get a lot of the chlorine out because it's charcoal inside there. And then also I make a couple of these pitchers of water, and it has a hole in here, so if there is any chlorine in here, you can off-gas it for a few hours. So both the Brita filter and, you know, off-gassing in here should be pretty safe. And even if I use tap water, I've heard that this is a very, these bacteria are very durable. So I'm just going to screw off the cap because the whole thing comes off. And I'm going to pour up to the 5-cup marker. And I just put in like half a cup to not even a cup of the boiling water, because all I want it, the only reason I want it hot is to dissolve the sugar, and that's it. I don't know why, but that's a very satisfying sound. Okay, so that's 5 cups. I'm going to set that aside. And then also I have these alkaline drops. I haven't used these in forever and I forgot about them. So I found them again because I heard you're supposed to put like some kind of Rapadura sugar in here for the minerals. I don't know about all that because, you know, Rapadura, to me, I looked it up and it said all it is just cane sugar, raw cane sugar, which is what that stuff is. I don't call it Rapadura, I just call it raw cane sugar. So I don't know what the difference is. But I do know that the only reason they put the Rapadura in it is for the minerals. So these alkaline drops are nothing but minerals. So what I'm going to do, and I don't want to get crazy with this because it supposedly turns your stuff slimy if you do too much. So I'm just going to put 2 drops in here. There, and that's it. Just 2 drops. There's a little bit of minerals. You can see my kids laughing at me from the corner there. And I give it that little swirl so it's all mixed in. And then I'm going to take the cap off this one, and make sure you don't get your caps mixed up because I do like to keep my stuff very clean and rotated through and make sure that the old stuff is washed appropriately. So I'm just going to pour some of this water in here to collect all those little babies in there. Now these grow and multiply, so every batch you make or so often, these are supposed to get a little bit bigger over time, and when you get more of them, you could share them with your neighbors or family, friends, whatever. And so yeah. And then if you have to go someplace and you can't do it every single day, I've heard you could store these in some sugar water in your refrigerator with a cap on it for like up to 3 weeks or something. I haven't tried that, so I can't vouch for that. Okay, and so here is my brand new batch in the sugar water. And every so often when I just see these sitting around, hold on, let me make sure these are opened. Yep, vented. Okay, I just like to give it a little bit of a swirl. Just be very careful because you don't want it sloshing out the sides. This is not watertight. And also, this has a tendency to attract fruit flies. Any type of fermentation involving sugar, you have to be super careful with flies. I don't know about milk kefir, but like kombucha and water kefir attracts fruit flies like crazy. I have not had a problem with the fruit flies, but one of the things that I use is some Clean Well non-alcoholic hand sanitizer that has thyme oil in it as its antibacterial, antibacterial static or whatever you call it. That's the main ingredient. That is what the antibacterial essential thing is. So since a lot of times I'll clean off my surfaces with it even, and it's a foaming, actually I'll go get it right now, just bear with me. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. I knew I was going to forget something. See, I did warn you. Okay, so the active ingredient is thyme. Oh my gosh, I need glasses. Vulgaris. So thyme oil, basically. Natural foaming hand sanitizer, and I will post a link to this in the description below. And I'll try to post a link to all these things, the things that make this process easier, like the kefir caps, the mason jar caps, the Nalgene bottle. And so, you know, you just kind of put a little bit on the hand. You could put a little bit of this on this paper towel, wipe off surfaces. I like to just put a little on the cap. Yay! And then, you know, I've seen thyme oil flat out kill a black widow. Straight thyme oil. I don't remember what the product was, but this stuff, bugs hate it. So, but it's also very gentle on your skin because I cannot tolerate too much alcohol on my skin, and I work in an environment where I'm always having to sanitize my hands. So this is my go-to. So I think I got everything. I'm going to take these back over to where they normally sit in some dappled sunlight. I've heard you're supposed to do this in the dark, but I'm not having any problems with some dappled sunlight. So that's where they sit, and that's where I like to watch them. So without further ado, have a good day. Bye-bye.